He does residentials, but he's got a team that does all that, right? So great conversation. So let me get him on.
I mean, next week I'm closing on almost $60 million of businesses. I have a $55 million closing, and I have a $2.5 million closing. So 57.5.
Let's go.
It's not a bad penny, right? And businesses, that means that's equal to like 300 million in real estate.
Exactly my point. Matthew, how are you, buddy?
Pretty good yourself.
Not bad in the firefight. I swear, we're firemen. We're not investors. We're not real estate agents. We're not business brokers. We're firefighters. We put fires out all day.
Firefighter and a psychologist, right?
Yeah, indeed, man, indeed. So I wanted to get us together really quick. I talked to Mike, gave him an idea of your background experience, and I'm telling you, from our perspective, it's just a lateral shift, a lot of value to be added on both parts. And wanted to make sure that you understood the opportunity clearly. Wanted to transfer over to Mike so that if you had any questions, you can hear it right from him. And hopefully we get an opportunity to get this to the next step, because there's a lot of deals going on next week. Mike will tell you what he's got closing, and we feel a lot of synergy between the two groups for sure. So I'm gonna transfer over to Mike Steinberg. Hold on one second.
Yep.
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
Hey, Mike, what's going on? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
Oh, good. Just running around. You?
Today I'm actually in the office for once, but usually running around as well.
Good stuff. So I see you're an internet celebrity. I feel like already just from seeing your videos all the time.
I hope it's a good thing. Trying to push, it's definitely an industry that's really untapped right now, and I've been doing it for a while. So, I really want to just create as much awareness as possible at this point.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, I don't know kind of what you know, don't know, or whatnot, but
I know you close deals. We just saw that you closed a $10 million deal. Nice amount of deals. So if you could do that in real estate, it's not the same thing on the business side, but there's a lot of similarities. It's a lot of transaction. A lot of the same things are on the transactional side. And the good thing about the business broker side, we don't call broke. Our commissions are, I just picked up a plumbing company, a $10 million company. I gave the seller an option, a Lehman scale commission, where I get 10% over a certain amount, 9%, 8%. So still, at the 10 million mark, we're still getting 8 to 10%, $800 to $1 million fee. And everything is creative. And there are so many businesses. There's so much opportunity right now selling businesses. So if you're good in real estate, I have a lot of people on my team that were in real estate. They just switched over, and they're making way more money.
Yeah, no, your audience is a lot larger for sure. I'm looking at it more as like to complement our existing commercial business, right? Kind of like I was telling your colleague Alex. I'm just starting to run into more people that are either users of the space, right, or a tenant of the space that wants to sell as well. And
yeah, what makes sense.
It's an easy opportunity to bring this in and kind of like align, our brand with your brand, and I would work underneath your umbrella on the business broker side, and I'm sure there's other synergies above and beyond just like the broker stuff.
Did we show you? Did they screen share and show you the back end of what we have going on, or not yet?
Not yet. No, we just chatted a little bit, and he kind of ran through it, but nothing that I've visually seen.
Yeah, you definitely should. I would love to show you our CRM that we built, where basically it's so automated, and you could probably use it in your real estate business as well, where I could send NDAs with the click of a button. All you're doing is selling. All the paperwork is done automatically. All the SOPs are in place. And, you hire one VA to send out all the paperwork. All you got to be doing is selling. And that's how I set up the whole company. It just makes everything so much easier when there's systems and processes. So that's another reason why we're growing, is because I have the infrastructure behind me to really scale.
Walks with any other leads or people they're trying to get in front of to the centralized database?
Yeah, so all the listings are on one map. There's different tables on how to view the listings. You can filter the listings. I'm looking for a $500,000 EBITDA business. You can just put that in the filter. All those businesses will pop up. You'll see notes on all those businesses, all the brokers' notes. And then on the other side of the coin, you have the buyer CRM, where you see all the notes on the buyer. When a buyer comes in, you can send them an NDA. You take notes on them. You follow up with them. We have automations on follow-ups. So it's really systematized just for people to sell and work together throughout the company.
Got it. Where do you see the vision going over the next 12 to 18 months of the company?
Right. And you know Biz by Sell? Have you heard of Biz?
The website, yeah.
Yeah, so Biz by Sell, we're the number one. We have more listings than anyone on Biz by Sell. Last month we got 120 new listings. This month we already have 150. I think next month we'll hit 200. I think in the next 12 to 18 months we'll probably have 5,000 new businesses, and a good business broker will sell between 35 and 40% of their listings. So if we even sell 30% or 20% of 5,000, it's 1,000 businesses at an average of $60,000 a commission. So it's just, there's so much. I just feel like we're going to take over the whole, we are taking over the whole country, but I just feel like Headstone's going to be a Berkshire Hathaway.
That's an insane amount of listings to onboard.
Yeah. And it's, right now I'm rebuilding my whole website because all of the plugins and all of the, the back end stuff is coming up. So I have to do a whole rebuild, which is a huge investment, but I'm tweaking the website as we go. I'm adding so much content. I'm learning a lot about the developer side of this business too, which is the future, and we're incorporating a lot of AI tools, and we're just innovating.
That's good stuff. Well, I've definitely screwed it up plenty of ways, so I'm sure I can also kind of give you some insight to that. So
I would love to learn. Yeah.
And vice versa. And I've always liked, I think Alex mentioned you guys are trying to buy some businesses yourself.
Yeah, so I own car washes. Yeah, I own a few car washes and other businesses, and I like buying them, but I'm just realizing I got to go all in on Headstone.
Yeah, I mean, the brokerage business is the best. You have barely any skin in the game, and can make big rips, right? I mean, honestly, on the real estate side, it's we're making more money than the people that have owned it for the past 7 years. It's crazy.
That's it. I have a deal here.
Literally.
I'm closing on a deal. This one actually took me 2 years to close, a little over 2 years. It's a $55 million company. I never met the seller. I never went there. I never met the buyer once. I just phone calls, emails, Zoom calls, Google Meets, attorney calls. But, it's knock on wood, because you never know, but it's coming to a close sometime next week. That's what I love about this business too. The point is you can do everything from your phone.
Have you kind of scratched the surface at all with lending money to any of these businesses?
Definitely, because that's a huge void. There's 90% of our business deals cannot get past the SBA due to the fact that these owners just report dog crap. You know what I mean? Sorry for my language. So you can't. The SBA can't underwrite it. So a lot of the deals are seller financing. I thought about bringing different investment vehicles to the game. At this point, that's definitely something in the future. What's working really well now is just getting listings, selling them, and bringing on brokers and seeing massive success in a lot of brokers' lives right now. But yes, that's definitely something that I would like to do in the future.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, if you think about it, you are running a fund, right? That's the best way to think about it is if you're controlling, I don't know, making up a number, $200 million worth of, money, right? Or assets under management, and your average fee is 7% on that whole thing. That's huge, because a fund lending $200 million may only rip 6%, on that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's tremendous with the interest and also the points that you can get up front. The only problem is if someone defaults, you have to have the backup to go in there and operate.
I like the brokerage side, where I think we, kind of like we just spoke. I think there's a lot of parallels with what we're already doing. I already have a bunch of infrastructure set up on the brokerage side. We have a lot of accounting staff on our other business on the management side as well. So I think it would be relatively easy to transition into it. And I guess the question is just how much time do I dedicate, or resources that I bring in on the backside here to do it. But I'm confident I could definitely make some things happen there.
That's awesome. I love that you have the experience. That gives you a huge advantage here.
How are you guys going after, finding data of who owns whatever, the laundromats, a deli, restaurant, or whatever the hell the business is?
That is our secret sauce, my friend. That is what we do. We built a lead generation company that goes out and We have every single owner's piece of information. So we have we already have the system built. Took about 6 months. Alex heads that department up. Private equity companies use us to source deals. That's another vertical that we focus on, is sourcing. That's how we're getting these many, this much listings, and social media obviously as well.
And like through that data, is there a way through, I don't know, whether it's like a Zoom info or some other platform where you can kind of guesstimate like what that value of that company is? So, you're focused on say businesses that are, I don't know, whatever, $1 million plus or whatever the threshold is.
We have all their financials, their estimated financials, their gross revenue, their payroll. We have everything on the business. It's insane, the information that's out there. And it's all generated by AI.
You're saying just based on public information, not
based on
like
public information. Our AI tools can just grab all this information and put it into a database.
Nice. Good stuff. So that's, any other final thoughts, questions?
No, I mean, you have great experience. I think you would be a great asset on the team. We have teams in the company. We have like 250 brokers at this point. And we have 7-8 teams, and I think maybe in the future you can have obviously you have your own team now, but you could definitely run a team if everything goes well. I definitely could see that with your experience. Other than that, whatever questions you have, let us know, and we'd love to work with you.
Cool. Listen, I appreciate your time. It would be great to connect. I am serious about doing it and on the quick side. And would like to make a decision on it as soon as possible.
Yeah, let us know. If you're interested, I would love for you to get on the Tuesday morning call that we have at 9 a.m. You'll basically see the whole company in action, everyone going over deals, closings, this, that. If you want to jump on, let us know. We'll send you the link.
Yeah, I would love that. I think that'd be a great kind of way to check under the hood.
Yeah, that's a good one. So we'll send that over to you, and then let's connect next week.
Yeah, let's do that. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Have a good one.
Tuesday.
Take care.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.